Alright, this is my 8th time recording, but this is what if Naruto was a Uchiha and was like Kakashi, part 4. So, yeah. This one pretty much starts off with Naruto as he's in the operation room since it's been a few weeks since he got his, Mangekyo Sharingan, and he's just been spamming his time reversal and time stop ability. So right now, Naruto is getting his internal Mangekyo Sharingan operation, and it's about done. As that's when Tsunade would get a word that a certain someone has turned themselves in. As Tsunade's like, well, I can't right now just hold him inside of the prison till I get there. As the Ombu says, yes ma'am. As this certain someone is Sasuke Uchiha, since Sasuke decided to turn himself in to repent for his sins, and I didn't feel like recording Sasuke, Jugo, and Shigetsu talking for the 9th time. So yeah, he basically turned himself in not only to see Naruto but to also repent for his sins. So yeah. Oh yeah, also the majority of big bosses from Boruto will be in this universe. So Momoshiki, Jigen, Boru, they will all be in this universe. So I will give them some time to train, so they'll be around that level, but they won't be as good as they are then. So yeah. But anyways, as Tsunade would hurry up and finish up Naruto's operation, as she would go to the Hokage's. She would go to the prison, as she would see him, the one and only traitor, Sasuke Uchiha, and she would say, huh, Uchiha, why'd you turn yourself in? He's like, so I could repent for my sins and apologize to Naruto. And she's like, yeah, really, yes. She's like, why did you even leave in the first place? And she explains that he was under the control of Orochimaru. As she's like, Orochimaru, what kind of jutsu is that? Being able to control people? That's like Shisui of the Uchiha's Mangekyo ability. Wow. As she's like, well, anyways, even if you were under the control of Orochimaru, you still have to go through trial since you are a criminal. As she's like, as Sasuke says, understood. As Sasuke would be held trial against with the council and everybody, still in favor of the Uchiha. Sasuke would only get 4 months of prison time, but and that's the same amount of time that it'll take for Naruto's eyes to heal. So it's kind of perfect in Sasuke's mind, since he heard Tsunade say, huh, just around the time that Naruto's eyes would heal. As Sasuke's like, oh, so I'm guessing he got his internal mind Gekko too. So I don't actually know how long it takes for your eyes to heal, but I'm gonna say it takes that long. Just plot. Sasuke would be taken, not publicly announced, that he is back to the village, and we would skip over to Naruto, as Naruto is chilling with Sakura, Hinata, and there will suddenly be a knock at Naruto's door, as Sakura says, "Oh, I'll I'll get it as she goes and opens the door as she will see a girl with black hair and blue eyes, yeah. As she's like, hi, who are you as? May, this girl would say, oh, my name's May. Are you like Naruto's maid? She's like, what? No, I'm a friend of his. Who are you? She's like, oh, me and Naruto's dating. I'm here to see him. As you know, he haven't sent any mail back. Came to check up on him. As he would hear May's voices, he's like, oh, May, come in. As Sakura's like, what? Dating? As May's like, oh, hey, Naruto, what's up? What's up with your eyes? As Naruto's like, oh, I just got my eternal mind Gekko shutting on, so my eyes need some time to heal. As he not like Naruto, who's this? He's like, oh, this is May, for friend of mine that's made like in her head, a a friend. What? As Sakura's like, oh, as he not like, oh, she's just a friend. Okay. As Naruto is being taken care of by Mei, Hinata, and Sakura, always trying to wanna be each other since they want to be the one to fully, be with Naruto. I I guess so. They're always trying to one up each other. Mei would probably massage his back, and Hinata would cook him some food and stuff like that. As this would be going on for about 2 months as the Naruto would say, guys, stop. Why are you guys competing over me? As they're like, wait, I thought you couldn't see. I might can't see, but I can still hear you guys talking in the chaos. Sheesh, there's no need to fight over me. I'm one man, alright? As they're like, yeah, I guess so. So, as they're like, what do you want it to do, huh? As Naruto's like, alright, until my eyes are healed, you guys each get 1 day with me starting next Monday, alright? It'll be May, Sakura, Hinata. May, Sakura, Hinata until the month is over, alright? As they're like, I guess. As Naruto's like, okay, you guys can leave now. It's time for me to go to bed. As he will go to bed as the weekend, they would still come over, make sure he's alright, cook for him, and starting that Monday, May would come over by herself. Naruto and May would hang out. Nothing too, in depth to really talk about. They did some studying, as they just talked. That's pretty much it. And for the next 4 months, that's what will go on. As Naruto would be taken back to the operation room to get his bandages taken off and to make sure everything is right with his eyes. As he's like, oh wow, I can see again. As he activates his mind, Gekko Sharingan. As he's like, man, I could use it. As he would look at the pattern in his eyes, as he would see that it's a fusion of his eyes and his dad eyes. This is what, his internal Mangekyo looks like, pretty much. No, 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 that's his normal his internal Mangekyo Sharingan. So yeah, as she would see that it looks like a fusion of his and his dad's. Naruto's like, oh, that's cool. As he's like, well, I guess I should go train. As he would leave, as Tsunade would stop him. As Tsunade would say, Naruto, we kind of have a surprise for you. It came 4 months ago, but you couldn't see. As Naruto's like, oh, really? What is it? As she's like, well, you're gonna have to follow us. As Naruto like, all right, and she's like, close your eyes, too. Naruto's like, okay. As they would take him to the prison, as they would sit him down, as they would open up the cage and tell him to Sasuke to sit down next to Naruto. As so now they would say, Naruto, open your eyes now. As Naruto will open his eyes, not seeing anything. As Sasuke would say, long time no see, bro. As Naruto would look his head over, as he would say, Sasuke, what are you doing here? As Sasuke's like, I here to apologize. I just got out of prison. As Naruto's like, what are you talking about? As Tsunade explains everything, as Naruto's like, so you were under the control of that perv Orochimaru. Yes, as Tsunade would say, let the other two out too, as the people would let out Shigetsu and Jugo, since Sasuke, brought them with them. So yeah, as Naruto's like, who, who are they? I'm pretty sure I've seen that guy with the orange hair, Jogo, Jugo. I seen him in the bingo book. In your Shigetsu, that's my name. As Naruto's like, Shigetsu. So, Sasuke, it's been a long time, what, 4 years since he left. Sasuke's like, yes, it has. I wish I haven't, but it's good to see you, Naruto. And Naruto's like, yeah, it's good to see you too. As they will hug, as they will walk out, as Tsunade would enroll Shigetsu and Jugo into Konoha's Ninja Academy, making Shigetsu a Chunin. I mean, Jugo a Chunin, and Shigetsu a Genin of the Hidden Leaf, as they would be given their own team led by Yamato. So yeah, an all boy team. Cool. As well, Shigetsu, Jugo, and somebody else, Sasuke, would be put back on Team 7, as Naruto and Sasuke would be walking, as Sasuke's like, Naruto, where are you taking me? As he's like, oh, the place it all started. Sasuke's like, what do you mean the place it all started? As Naruto would say, Training Ground 7. The places we truly became ninjas. Sasuke's like, oh, Training Ground 7. What we're gonna do, spar? Yes, we are. We're gonna spar. Brother to brother. Test out our Mangekyo Sharingan. Well, my eternal, as Sasuke's like, yeah, I got mine too. As Naruto's like, oh, that's nice. So, what's your powers? As he's like, well, I got Amaterasu and the ability to control it. But sure as Naruto, will I have the ability to stop time for 30 seconds and rewind time for 30 seconds? And Sasuke's like, what? That's that's too godlike. And Naruto's like, I know, but I guess it's kind of like my dad's. I don't even know what my dad's mind Gekko ability was. As Sasuke's like, Naruto's like, hey Sasuke, I learned this super cool trick that I'm pretty sure I won't need to utilize since the Nine Tails told me I had this like special chakra mode, but you might be able to utilize it. As Naruto's and Sasuke's like, what is it? As Naruto's like, well, it's called Susanoo Chakra Armor. And Sasuke's like, what do you mean Susanoo Chakra Armor? Do I just summon the Susanoo and give it extra armor? No. You use the Susanoo Chakra to envelop your body, creating a sort of armor that boosts your powers by 5%. As Sasuke's like, how do you know? Oh, the Ninetales told me. As he's like, so you're talking to the Ninetales now, huh? Yeah, I know. It was controlled by a Uchiha named Madara Uchiha. That's how the rampage happened. As Sasuke's like, so why do you want me to learn this Susanoo Chakra mode? Naruto's like, oh, I kinda know how to do it, but I think it'll suit you best since I have this Nine Tails chakra mode that the Nine Tails is telling me about that I have to train to learn. Yeah, I have training with Killer Bee, the I believe is the Raikage that that's how you say it, the Raikage's brother, I believe. So yeah, he's like, well, I have a training session with Killer Bee to teach me how to use it, and it's going to be different than how it was in Canada since Naruto actually have the Nine Tails cooperation early on. So yeah, Sasuke's like, huh? And you said it's when? Oh, in 3 months. Sasuke's like, cool, cool, 3 months, not bad. As they would arrive to Training Ground 7, as Naruto's like, alright, here is where I will teach you how to do your Susanoo Chakra armor, and we will also spar. And Sasuke's like, alright, sure. As Naruto's like, alright, summon your Susanoo. As Sasuke's like, okay. As he already, went through all the steps, so he summons his Susanoo as Naruto would summon his, going through kind of like the same steps with the arm and stuff like that. As he's like, alright, now draw in all the chakra from the Susanoo and focus it over your body as Naruto's body glows in a dark red um aura with a strange symbol on it. A It's like the Sage of the Six Paths symbol and a Konoha mark. Guys, Sasuke tries, but his Susanoo just disperse. As Naruto, as Sasuke's like, I thought we just use this chakra, and that. As Naruto's like, oh, you have to get used to it like me. As Sasuke's like, why is your sword glowing? As oh, it's my special ability. Yours will probably glow black since you have Amaterasu. As he's like, wait, what? Mine is gravity, so it's kind of like this clearish white in time. So and plus, I believe the Ninetales said anything I cut with this sword would be reversed 10 years into the past. So if I cut you and you're 20 years old, you'll pretty much die, or not die, but be erased from existence, I guess. And Sasuke's like, that's overpowered. Yeah, that's why I don't like to use it since it takes the fun out of things. Now, if these Otsutsuki things are truly real, and they've been around for thousands of years, then I guess I might pull it out. But there's no point since I like the thrill of a battle as Naruto's like, alright Sasuke, we're gonna continue our chakra cloak tomorrow and we're just gonna spar as Sasuke's like, okay. As Naruto's like, alright. As he pulls his sword out, channeling lightning chakra as he channels lightning through his body as he's gone as Sasuke's like, what? As he sees flashes of lightning as Sasuke hears it right next to him as Sasuke barely dodges as his shirt gets cut as Sasuke's like, how do you do that, Naruto? Naruto says, oh, I'm just channeling my lightning nature through my whole body as well as my sword, making me really quick. Not as fast as the Raikage, but pretty fast as Naruto, as Sasuke's like, oh, as Naruto's like, no holding back, just let's not kill each other as Sasuke's like, you bet, and don't do that whole thing since it's hard for me to keep up, please. As Naruto's like, alright, as Naruto activate his three Tomoe mind, three Tomoe mind Gekyo, wow, his three Tomoe Sharingan as Sasuke would do the same, and they would, start to clash as Naruto and Sasuke is exchanging blows. Their blows are making tiny shockwaves, not enough to do any impact on the land, but little tiny ones. As Naruto says, 5K Uzumaki Naruto by Raj, as he was summoning 5,000 clones as Naruto would punch Sasuke as the clones would follow us. They kind of swarm him like a tornado, all punching him every which way as Sasuke just Naruto as Sasuke goes flying into the air as the clone as the clones finish the final blow as they all come down raining on Sasuke, pushing him to the ground as Sasuke's like Naruto. As Naruto's like, oh snap, I went a bit too far as Naruto uses some medical ninjutsu to heal Sasuke as a few of the ninjas that heard the loud booms and stuff came as it would be Kakashi and some of the Amu as they would see it's just Naruto and Sasuke as Kakashi's like, wait, Sasuke's back? As Kakashi would jump down as he would say, hey Naruto, what's going on? As he's like, oh, Sasuke's back. We were just training. I got a bit overboard. As Kakashi's like, but he's as Naruto's like, I'll explain as he explains everything as Kakashi's like, oh, okay. Hmm. As Kakashi's like, so Naruto, what was that whole thing that made those shockwaves? As Naruto's like, oh, that was my 5K Uzumaki barrage. As he's like, what? Basically, I summoned 5,000 clones and just attacked my enemy with the barrage of attacks, Rasengans, and stuff like that. As Kakashi's like, okay, remind me not to mess with you. I do not want to get pummeled by 5,000 clones. As Naruto's like, alright, you got it. As we would time skip a few months. Jugo Shigetsu, they're doing good. Shigetsu actually took this year's tuning exams and Sasuke mastered his Susanoo chakra cloak. Naruto is, and when I say a few months, I mean like 2-3. So yeah, Naruto leaves for his. Oh no, he gets Sage Mode training first. Dang it! All right, so 8 months until he leaves. Yeah, as yeah, they've been taking on missions. Now, Jiraiya would come back to the village as Naruto would say, "Hey, Arrow Sensei, what's going on?" As Jiraiya would say, "Naruto, my boy, I've been my spies have been telling me that the Akatsuki is probably gonna make moves on the Hidden Leaf, so I want you to be prepared. So I'm gonna take you for Sage Mode training." As Naruto like, "What's that?" As Jiraiya would say, Sage Mode is basically you're taking nature energy and drawing it into your body from a now, there's different sorts of Sage Mode. There is Fox Sage Mode, Toad Sage Mode, Snake Sage Mode, Wood Sage Mode. So I am going to be teaching you the Wood Sage Mode as Naruto's like, alright then. Well, Sasuke, I guess this is later to like come back. Don't get in any sort of trouble, alright? As Sasuke's like, sure, I won't. As Naruto would leave to start his Sage Mode training. As Naruto would arrive there, the fox would still reject reject the toads, as Naruto would have to do it by drawing it in himself and not letting the toads do it, as he trains with the frog oil and stuff like that while Jiraiya goes off to this investigation. As Jiraiya still runs into Naruto and dies, Naruto still ends up mastering Sage Mode. Now, when Naruto attacks a hidden leaf, Sasuke is there. So I'm gonna say there's a tiny bit less casualties. So yeah, as Nagato would arrive, as he would do the whole "this world shall feel pain" Shina Tensei, as you know, he would split the hidden leaf, the attack would start. Alright, now I'm gonna leave this part off on the attack so I could go watch that part of the anime so I can know what happens. So I can know how to incorporate it. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna edit like the two halves together. So yeah.